So if you want to use OBS Studio, first you have to go and install it. So you need a browser and an internet connection. So you just pick any random Chrome profile here and tap here OBS Studio. Now remember that this is an open source tool that anyone can download and use, and it is supported in a Windows operating system. So you're going to search for OBS Studio on the web, and then you're going to download the file and then run the exe or the installable file. So this is the one. So you can go to the download part here, the download page. It will take you to the download page, and then you can decide to download it for Windows. You can download it for Mac OS and most probably Linux system or the system. Now once you've downloaded it, you're going to run the installation. It's usually an exe file, and then you're going to open the application. Because I've already opened it, I'm just going to go to my here and search for OBS Studio. So if I search OBS Studio in my system, I have it here, then I'll open it. So I'll let that open. So it does take a bit of time to load because it is a heavy application, but you can just give it a minute or two to load, and then it starts, and then there we go. Now within OBS Studio you can do different types of captures and recordings, but before we do that, first I want us to try and do a bit of a setup here. So I'm going to go to the settings here and then open some of the things that you need to change up before you start your recording. Now when you go to this place here, you can opt to do the basic settings like language, pick up, set up the updates, set up output, source alignment, and all that. So you can explore all this here and find what best fits what you really want to do. In the appearance section, you don't have a lot of things here. You can choose a theme, but that's by default, and then you can choose a style. Now in the stream, which is one of the things you can do with OBS Studio, is you can stream live from something like YouTube. So I've already tried a stream here. You can always select your service. So you can use Twitch, you can use YouTube, you can do Facebook Live, Restream.io, Twitter, Whip, Show All. To see more of those options, you have the advanced settings here. So with this, you'll need to go a little bit deeper before you can complete the setup for your stream. Now for the output, you can decide the setup, the video bitrate, the audio bitrate. You can do a video encoder and just explore a number of things here. You can select the path where your recorded video is going to be in. So for mine is just local users, my main application, drive, and then videos. So you can always create your own folder. You can browse and change that. You can choose the recording format, audio track, and all that. In audio, this is very important because sometime when you don't select this, when you start recording in OBS Studio, let me just cancel this and show you something. So right now, if I start recording here, if I check through this audio microphones, they are not working. You don't see any of those waves moving, so it means that it is not working. So if you want this to work, I'm just going to go to settings and change the audio, which at this point is still being used by a different screen recording service. So I can just choose this here and just pick something like if I say default, pick this here. No, default won't work because I have a headphone connector, so let's just choose something different. Let's choose microphone. So we have that. We're going to choose these two and that. Then we're just going to apply and OK, and then now it's supposed to work. You see now this here shows that it's moving. It means it is recording. So you can do some other settings apart from the audio. So let's go back and check out those settings that you have there. you can go to the video, you can set the resolution, which is usually maximum at 1920 by 1080, so it doesn't record in 4K or 2K, all that. But this is usually a very good quality if you are just doing screen recording. The other one will be determined by your camera. Like you've seen, my background is quite messy. I didn't really think about that when starting this recording, but what matters is you get to understand. So you can do this downscale filter, you can do the frames per second settings and all that. So all these others are just shortcuts that you can use when recording, so you can decide what you add here and all that. Now once you've done your settings, you'll just click apply and then click on OK, and then now you go to the recording part. If I want to record a screen, then I'll have to pick display capture, which at this point is recording my screen here. If I close this here, it means my display will not be captured. If I want to add a new display capture, I just go here and right click on this and move it, and then I can add, click on this plus icon here and go to this items here, and then I'm just going to say look for display capture and select it. Then I click on OK. Then I can do a bit of setup. If I have a secondary screen, right now I only have one screen. If I have an external screen connected, I can select that and record it. Capture method automatic, you can always set up your own choices here. So, and then I click on OK. Then now it starts recording the whole of this screen. So you see it's recording everything. If I move on to this part, you see my cursor on the screen, it's moving, so it's recording the whole of this screen here. The other forms of capture that you can do is usually this video capture here, which does show yourself. So this that other one appeared over it because I put it second. So if I want to add another of this, I just remove that, I can just delete it, and then I can just go back and add another video capture device, and then I say OK. Then I'll have to like do a few settings here and there. So my background messy again, my camera not so clear and without a light. So then I can reposition this. This is usually very important if you're doing explanatory videos and you want people to see exactly you doing the talking, like now right, me here doing the talking and still being able to share your screen. In some other devices it's called a chroma key, but in this case I just call it a video capture. So you can turn this on and off. Maybe at some point you don't want it to be seen. If you want it back on, you just turn that on and then you have it gone. Now once you have done these two, there are other forms of recordings that you can always like do. You have window capture if you only want to capture a specific window, and lots of other things here. You just have to explore some of these things here and put it there. Image, slideshow, media source, scene, and all that. Now once you have done your recording, now you can opt to export it or use it. So usually when I start recording here, for instance, if I'm just recording my screen here, it does a countdown and also shows you things like the frame rates and the CPU usage. So this records for some time, and then when you just tap stop recording, it will go to the exact, so it does give you the path here. Remember, there's a place where we set this part, users funky videos, and then the video name. Then you can go and edit it. Apart from that, you can explore some other things here, edit, just do your setup here. Now let's go and look for the video that we recorded. So if I go into my location here, which is videos, so if you look at this here, it's the videos file that folder that we had. If I go to the latest video which I have just recorded, now it does show the date. So like this, this is not the one we are looking for, the one recorded on 29th. Let's go back to the application and do another recording for maybe a few seconds so that we see exactly what I'm talking about, the path, because it looks like I can't locate the video, and that's something very important. You need to really set the correct path, place it in a location that you can easily access, and then when you are done recording, you can just go to it and edit it, or maybe rename it. So let me stop recording. So that's where it is. So let me go back and open the videos folder, videos folder here. Then if I scroll down and look for the latest video, here's the one. So you notice it's 15 seconds. So if I click this and play it, my default player is VLC. So you notice that that's a video that I've just recorded, and you see the audio is clear. Sometimes if you're using the default microphone, it might not be as clear, so that's something that you might want to consider. You can use a free you can use like a wireless, maybe lapel microphone. You can use the one on the headphone, like the one you see here. This here is a headphone microphone that is attached to it. So that's how you use OBS Studio. And if you find it helpful, give it a like, share it with someone, subscribe to the channel for more similar videos in future. Until next time, bye.